Welcome to week 3 of the 5th quarter. I'm Tara Skipper, and we're at Glover Stadium in Anaheim, where the Los Amigos Lobos are taking on the Loara Saxons. The Lobos lost their season opener last week, 21-14 to Godinez High School, and they're hoping to get their first win of the year tonight. And they sure started out like they were on track to a victory. Quarterback Daniel Hernandez led the team down the field on their first possession of the game, ending the drive with a 20-yard touchdown to tight end Alex Lopez. 7-0 Lobos. The Saxons quickly responded with a 56-yard run by fullback Kezu Nwachi, tying up the score to 7-7. After a huge tackle by Lopez, who also plays outside linebacker, the Saxons were forced to punt, and linebacker Robert Bonilla picked up the ball and ran all the way down to the 1-yard line, setting up a touchdown run for sophomore running back Gerard Saldivar. 14-7 Lobos. The Saxons quickly moved the chains, and on 3rd and 9, Saxons quarterback Michael Schneider connected with wide receiver Chris Pedroza for a 16-yard touchdown. Score was tied at 14-14 and stayed that way until halftime. The third quarter started out not too great for the Lobos. Saxons defensive end Francisco Luna blocked a punt, which put them in prime position to score this touchdown. 21-14 Saxons. The Lobos fumbled and lost possession of the ball on their own 26-yard line. The Saxons drove down to the 5-yard line and were forced to settle for a field goal. 24-14 Loara. The Lobos knew they were still in this game and never stopped fighting. With less than 3 minutes left to go, Saldivar ran 14 yards into the end zone. He ended up rushing for over 200 yards for the night. 24-21 with the Saxons still holding on to the lead. The Lobos just needed a field goal to tie the game, but failed to get the crucial first down on 4th and 1. Final score, Loara 24, Los Amigos 21. The Lobos are now 0-2, but head coach Carl Agnew thinks his players will be unstoppable once they get a taste of some success.
Eventually they will, and if they do, I don't think we have a weakness. We can throw the ball, we can run the ball, we can stop people on defense, and we can match up with anybody.
You're watching Channel 3! Thank you, ladies. The Bolsa Grande Matadors are coming off a tough 55-0 loss to Estancia, and the Grizzlies of Godinez have a victory over Los Amigos. On the opening drive, Matadors quarterback Isaac Rodriguez connects with Daniel Wynn for a 20-yard gain and a first down. Not. A penalty calls the play back, and Bolsa Grande is forced to punt. Grizzlies take over. Wide receiver Terry Williams gets the ball from quarterback Victor Silva. He finds a hole and he is gone, 73 yards for the score. Williams would have 256 yards in the first half. On the next Matador possession, an Isaac Rodriguez pass winds up in the hands of linebacker Jose Sanchez, and just like that, the Grizzlies are up 14-0. Matadors get the ball back and are on the move. Running back Ramiro Nevarez gets the handoff and goes 25 yards for the first down. Grizzlies defense steps up and the Matadors go for the field goal. The Isaac Rodriguez kick is good, and Bolsa Grande gets 3 points on the board. Keeping Terry Williams in check isn't easy, but the Matador defense was able to do it on several occasions. Watch this play. Did Victor Silva hand off to David Rivera? Our camera operator thought so, but the ball actually went to Terry Williams, who runs all the way into the end zone for another Godinez score. 21-0 Grizzlies. Second half, Isaac Rodriguez waited to get a good snap for his punts, but it didn't happen. He had to run after the ball each time, and each time managed to make an excellent kick. Good job. The Matadors held Godinez to just 1 touchdown in the second half. Final score Grizzlies 28, Matadors 3. Reporter Gaston Castellanos has more 5th quarter action from the Friday night games.
The Calvary Chapel Pep Band was rocking Friday night at Jim Scott Stadium in Costa Mesa. The La Quinta Aztecs were there to play the Eagles of Calvary Chapel. In the first quarter, down 7-0, Aztecs Andy Liu on the keeper. He's able to pick up about 25 yards and a first down. Then he goes to the air and finds Darren Wynn for another first down. That gets the La Quinta cheerleaders on their feet. But on the 4th and 8 on the 35-yard line, La Quinta goes for it and the drive stalls. The ball is turned over on downs. Eagles lead 7-0 into the second quarter. Eagles running back Brandon Perez makes some slippery moves as he negotiates his way around the right side for about 22 yards. That sets up this 12-yard scramble into the end zone to put Calvary Chapel up 14-0. In the second quarter, the Eagles went to the air. Here, J.T. McCluckey, deep in Aztec territory, threads the needle to Spencer Dalby for about 25 yards and some breathing room. Next play is a carbon copy. Dalby is punished by Luis Rupena, but he holds on for a nice completion. But the Aztec defense toughens up, and when the Eagles go for it on 4th down, Aaron Watkins and Andoni Hernandez stopped the fleet-footed Brandon Perez in his tracks. It's 14-0 Eagles going into the half. The halftime show featured the Little Eagle cheerleaders along with the varsity squad. Second half now, La Quinta would not give up. Here, quarterback Andy Liu handles a high snap and runs it around the left side for a nice gain. But it was the Eagles that were flying high on this night. Kyle Heise gets a lot of leg into this 46-yard field goal to put Calvary ahead 17-0. And when La Quinta fumbles late, it's Brandon Perez again. The 10-yarder caps a 93-yard evening for the Eagle running back. Calvary Chapel goes on to win 24-0 to improve their record to 2-1. La Quinta is 0-2 in non-league play.
It is heads. Savannah wins the toss.
The Rebels of Savannah win the coin toss in their contest against the Santiago Cavaliers, playing their first game at home. The Cavs are 1-0 after a victory over Costa Mesa. The Rebels have 2 games under their belt, both losses. The Rebels defer and both teams go 3 and out on their first possessions. Next, the Cavs begin a 90-yard drive, largely on the shoulders of running back Salvador Ceja. Quarterback Ricky Espinoza capped the effort with a touchdown pass to Daniel Torres. Cavs lead 7-0 with the extra point. The cheerleaders run into the end zone on every score. They would do a lot of running before the end of the night. Second quarter action, the Rebels fumble a punt and the Cavs capitalize with another score from Salvador Ceja. 14-0 Santiago. It gets worse. A sack by the Cav defense and a fumble puts the ball back in Santiago's hands. Next, Salvador Culis gets the ball for a dash into the end zone, and the Cavaliers score another touchdown. It's 21-0, and the Cavs are putting the game out of reach. Here's how a routine punt can become a scoring opportunity. The Rebels bobble the reception, and Jaime Limos is there to scoop it up. The Cavs get a field goal out of it and a 24-0 lead. Santiago drill team takes the field during halftime and performs the kind of routine that wins drill competitions. The Rebels never gave up in spite of the turnovers. They put together a great drive on their first possession of the second half. Quarterback Jeremiah Rideau hangs on to the ball and rolls into the end zone, 24-6 Santiago. The Cavs would score again in the fourth quarter. Final, Santiago 31 and the Rebels 6.
Savannah's got a great offensive attack team, and you can keep them off the field with either your defense or them making turnovers, not executing. I mean, we'll take that.
This is Gaston Castellanos with another edition of the fifth quarter.